Hey guys, it's the MTG Noob here bringing you a standard deck tech with mono red burn. Uh, Please make sure you check out the mtgnoob.com every Monday for standard videos. Okay, so let's talk about the mana base. I'm going to run through this really quick. First, we have 16 mountains, 4 evolving wilds, 2 Hellion Crucible, 22 lands. The evolving wilds are in the deck to kind of thin out your mana base and allow you to draw more action. And the Hellion Crucible is kind of like a little bit extra reach where you get to sometimes get them with a 4/4 guy. Let's talk about our creatures, which I have over in this section. Continuing with the Evolving Wilds logic, I put in 2 Grim Lavamancers because you have all spells pretty much, and Evolving Wilds also puts cards in your graveyard when you sack it. There's 4 Vexing Devil. This guy's pretty good. He is basically, I'm going to hit you in the head for 4, and he has a good synergy with the deck, which I'll talk about when we get to the burn spells later on. Okay, your artifacts, 4 Shrine of Burning Rage. This is pretty much your win condition, so if you could protect this, you usually will win. If you are playing against somebody playing like Acidic Slime or something that can deal with artifacts in the main deck, then you're kind of going to have to play very tight and always keep 3 mana up. Okay, let's talk about the burn. In the 1 spot, we have 4 Pillar of Flames. This is usually just a shock to the head, but is pretty good against matchups where they have birds on turn 1 or any of the zombie creatures that come back or any undying creatures. Then you have Galvanic Blast, which will never be more than just a shock to the head. Then you have Searing Spear and Incinerate. So you have 8 2-drop burn spells. They basically just do the same thing. They deal 3 damage to the person's head. Then you have, at the 3 drops, 8 3 damage spells that are conditional. So I'll talk about Volt Charge first. Volt Charge is maybe hit or miss in the deck. It used to be really good with the Berserker, the 2-drop, and in mono red, the guy that gets 1/1 and then he gets 2 Bloodthirst counters. It's not as good in this deck, but it does have some interesting synergies. So first you have Shrine of Burning Rage, getting a counter there. Then second you have the new card Hellion Crucible. So if I have 1 counter on this and then I Volt Charge up another counter, on my turn I could actually Hellion Crucible and then have a 4/4, which is really nice, and it's kind of unexpected sometimes. And finally, it's really good with the sideboard card of Tibalt, which will allow you to play Tibalt, put them up to 3. Okay, then on your turn you can Volt Charge them, put them up to 4, and then use his ultimate if they have a lot of cards in hand. Not its ultimate, is -4, excuse me. Okay, and then another burn spell you have is Brimstone Volley, which with Vexing Devil, if you wait till turn 4 and you have the 4 mana, is amazing because you play Vexing Devil. Usually, if they're not stable, they take the 4 because they can't deal with a 4/3. You're usually going to play them out way earlier, but if in late game situations, if they have nothing on board and you have them low enough, you play Vexing Devil, and they usually will be like, oh, I can't deal with that guy. And then you play Brimstone Volley follow-up, and you've just dealt them 9 damage for 4 mana, which is really, sign me up for that every time. Okay, and the last card in the deck, which if you've been watching my standard videos, I've been trying to shove in every deck, is Bonfire of the Damned. Basically, I think it's a really good catch-all right now. It's a sweeper of my choice. However, if you have budgetary reasons, there are better options potentially for your wallet, and I think that this card might not fit here in this deck, being only 22 lands. So let's talk about some of those options in the sideboard that you might want to replace in about 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. All right, first in the sideboard you have 15 cards, 4 Smelt. The option to have Ancient Grudge is possibly better, but I don't want any of my lands coming in tapped, so I don't want my Copperline Gorge ever coming in tapped late. I don't want my Rootbound Crag coming in tapped. I think Smelt is a fine answer. It costs 1 mana cheaper, so it's really good. You want to use bring these in against Birthing Pod. You want to bring these in against Wormcoil Engines. You want to bring these in against Sword of War and Peace. So that's what they're in there for. They're usually very good when they're good. Okay, and then we have Tybalt. Now Tybalt's only in here for control. Decks that are not going to apply a lot of pressure to you, you can play him on turn 2, hopefully on the play, and be very, very safe at getting him up and just ticking away with him. The good thing is he's a card drawing outlet for you. The bad thing is he makes you discard at random. So if you play him and you use him and you lose like a Brimstone Volley or a Volt Charge, it actually hurts a lot. But the benefit of him is at -4, if you're playing against somebody who has a lot of cards in hand, he basically will deal a ton of damage. So you're basically playing a Lava Axe with a little work for 2 mana. And then, if they still don't have any pressure on you, you just tick them up to 5, and then you do it, and then he's still alive. Okay, and then finally, before I talk about the replacements for Bonfire, you have 3 Traitorous Bloods. These come in against anything that ramps, plays fatties like Thragtusk. They're pretty good. You got to play around Restoration Angel a lot with these cards, but they're really good at stealing a dude and delivering that final haymaker over the top kind of shot where they're not expecting it, they're low enough, they try to stabilize with the Wormcoil Engine, you steal it, and you win the game. Okay, so Bonfire of the Dam, a replacement plan I've been having against aggro decks since it's more consistent is Arc Trail. With the Elf Wave deck gaining more popularity, I might even end up playing more Arc Trails over Bonfires in the main. Another option, which is much cheaper, Bonfire's like 40 bucks, Slagstorm's like under $1 now, is Slagstorm. I kind of like the option to always deal 3, and to also have a little bit of reach of dealing 3 to players as well. So these might come in instead of Bonfire. Usually I've just been siding these in instead of Bonfire, so that might be one of the changes I make in the deck recap. Okay, so I'm going to take this deck into some matches now. Thanks for watching. Please check out our Twitch, our YouTube channel, and the website, themtgnoob.com. Thank you.